to see you.
Okay, everyone. Welcome back to the Road to 100. This is episode 61. I hope you're all doing a fantastic thing in life right now, or doing well, or staying safe, or I don't know, just enjoying yourself, having a good time, or you're doing something inspirational, or helping those around you, or something of that sort. So tonight, what we're going to be running is we're going to be running Prometheus, and it's kind of a sneaky charge attack damaging setup here for just to kind of poke people from behind or from the front or wherever. And it's going to be kind of entertaining because this episode is all about maximum aesthetics. Nothing to do with maximum damage or maximum builds. The Cerulean Spear here is going to be our weapon of choice with that blue hue, the gold accents, matched up with our hood and our gold and white accents that are um, kind of accentuated here with this blood veil and this outfit. So let's go to the cathedral, as that has the best lighting for this kind of an outfit, since it has a lot of white, a lot of gold, and when the red hue is overpowered here in the Crypt spire, it definitely damages our vibe. So this is, if you're not interested in a maximum aesthetic build, then this might not be the episode for you. So come back in episode 62 when things might be taken a little more seriously. So what we're going to be looking at tonight is how to match up. Um, there you go. There's a better view of the gold and the white paired up with the blue accent here of our weapon. And if so, we're matching up weapons with veils with clothing. This is not, and here with the Argent Wolf Bayonet, this is absolutely awesome with the gold accents around the top of the receiver there and around the butt of the gun here. The bayonet on the front has the awesome I-core draining ability in it with that red line that runs down into our hand, as you can see there. I think we can zoom in here on photo mode a little better. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. So you can see here the red line that goes down into the receiver here, and that's where our hand, since remember the revenant manifests weapons out of our blood and out of the ichor. So you can see here that it runs right down into the hilt here where our fingers are. So therefore, this is verified to be a draining weapon manifested out of our blood, so that we can gain ichor back. Yeah, this is such a cool weapon, as it matches this vibe with the red mask, the red eyes, the gold and white accents everywhere mixed in throughout. So yeah, this is kind of what we're going to be going for, and the Cerulean Spear as well. So you can see here that the gold accents inlaid into the base of the spear hilt here, or the spear base, and they added a whole bunch of battle marks into the paint job here on the Cerulean Spear. You can see it as a split end for allowing the inrush into the enemy, for the blood to go down the spear into the hand, so you can recover that ichor quickly and easily. So yeah, pretty awesome. And this here is an exhaust, I believe, on the end here, and you'll see where that comes from during the attack sequence that we have. Pretty nice, you know, guarding kind of a hilt here, as well as it can also serve as a weapon if you wanted to change up the move set of the Cerulean Spear of some kind, which that's not in the game. I'm just making that up as we go here. But so this is what we're kind of going to be going for, is killing in style and slaying, in exquisite gear to make ourselves look amazing. in the most amazing way possible. Now, bear in mind, this has nothing to do with the actual mechanics of the game. I'm just going to explain these things as we go, simply because the road to 100 is a very long and tedious process, and if you don't have an imagination, it can get pretty grueling, pretty grindy. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a sneaky, backstabbing kind of setup here, but we're going to be doing it in a different kind of a way. So there's 6,000. Oh, Yakumo. Okay. Now every time we hit a guy, we will be able to do great damage to these guys since they are pierce. And you saw we defended that guy pretty well. We only lost 400 health on that guy. And if we go for a ichor drain, we can get really good damage, as well as every time we hit a guy and damage them, we will be going to get ichor back. Yakumo. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get a backstab just for now. So we need some more gifts here. So we'll go for Hunting Feast. So every time we do an attack, it stabs the enemy, and you saw that exhaust port that we had looked at there at the beginning. That is where the out of the side of the weapon comes a manifested spike that also does an after attack to the enemy, and that is where another 500 damage or so comes out of. So let's go for a backstab here, and we will go for some damage. So that after effect where the 3 spikes come out. So we'll go for Blade Dance, and we'll go for ice damage. Oh, whoops, we should have gone for lightning damage. That's knowing your enemies. There's that. And every time we hit the enemy, we get ichor back. Remember, your charge drain attack is 4.5 times the ichor drain rating. And since Hunting Feast is a 50% increase multiplicative to our drain of our weapon, we have no problem getting ichor back quickly and effectively. Now, if we wanted more ichor back, a little bit less damage, we could go for the Artemis Chrome version, and there we have 1.01. So times 4.5, we'd be getting about 4.5 ichor back, and we would spend 2 to use the charge drain. So that's a way you could go about this. So let's go for, instead of mobility, we'll go for camouflage. So we'll go for a camouflage, and we'll go for a steady bulwark, just in case we get into trouble. And we'll go for a drain activator. So remember, you always go over here and go for the gunner first. And since he's ice, or since he's weak to pierce, this will do really good damage to him. And in fact, it'll kill. Let's go for Hunting Feast, and ice and lightning. And we'll go for a charge. Let's go for an attack on him. We'll go for another one. We'll kill him right quick. And we'll save Yakumo's bacon there. Now you'll notice that we don't have a healing gift right now. And that's okay, simply because Yakumo can pretty much handle himself. Now he definitely will get into some scrapes here where we will need to help him out. But we should be completely fine. And he should be completely fine as well. So we'll go for this and Nightfog Veil. And we always go for a drain on this guy at first, and then we will go for all of our damaging gifts here, and we'll just pierce him down right away. And you see that this is where tirelessness comes in handy, simply because we have pretty much unlimited stamina coming back. And we'll just poke these monkeys down. We'll go for Time Crunch, so we can get faster pokes. Okay, and you see there those 3 or 4 spikes that we manifest that come out. Those do additional damage, and they scale very, very well off of Eternal Blade Dance and Blade Dance themselves. So every time we dodge an enemy, if we're so capable, which, as you know from my playthroughs, we're not. Yeah, thanks, Giacomo. We are not so capable to actually dodge effectively when it really counts. But if you are so lucky to be able to do that, you can definitely get that damage increased pretty significantly. So we'll go ahead and do the invasion here and see how we handle a real fight. So we'll go for Hunting Feast, lightning damage, and we'll go for Steady Bulwark. We'll go for, oh, not a camouflage, we'll go for a guard booster, drain, and charge. Okay, and we'll go ahead and talk to this guy, and we'll get some attacks on these guys. We'll look for this guy here, and we'll go for it. Oh, good job, Giacomo. Okay, now we can go for some damage. Okay, we'll go for a backstab here, or not. There we go. Go for time crunch. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab to get some of that I-core back and increase our cap as well. And we'll go for those charge attacks here. Where are they? Oh, they're coming down the hallway. So we'll go for this and Blade Dance. We'll dodge back. Oof. Wow, that guy came in pretty strong there. Okay, let's go for a poke in the back. Poke in the back. There we go. Let's go ahead and heal. Oh boy. Here's 2 big boys. Okay. We'll go for a backstab. So we go iframes, and we also get a chance to go for some pokes in the back here. There we go. There was the spike going up to the ceiling there. Okay, go for ice damage now. And since this guy's weak to ice pierce, we do really good damage to him. He does really good damage to us. Oh, no way. Okay, so we didn't have time crunch going, so we were definitely slow on the charge attack there. But you can see that it has a really good stagger, really good stun, and it has pretty good damage built into it. But the most important thing is that you're killing in style. Remember, that's job number 1 here, is to kill in style, kill in stealth, kill by blocking, kill in any way you can. Okay, so let's go for this and this. And Night Fog Veil. Oh, we can't go for Night Fog Veil, so we'll go for this, and we'll go for a Drain. Giacomo's just talking up a storm here. Okay, so let's go for a backstab first. Start raising that cap up to 40. Okay. There we go. Now we don't have to do, there was a cool shot there from behind. We don't have to do the charge attacks. That's just a lot of fun to do the charge attacks. So in here, you want to go for lightning damage. We'll go for Night Fog Veil for no reason. And we'll get a backstab on this guy. See, you can't even see me, I'm so stealthy. We'll just poke him down. And we'll go for a poke on this guy. That's a one hit kill, but he's a rather easy enemy anyways, so it's not a big accomplishment. Now there are really not too many piercing weapons in the game. This is definitely one of the good ones, and it has really good piercing attacks. However, bayonets are piercing attacks, but you know, these kinds of weapons are hard to come by, and the Cerulean Spear is definitely one of them that does pretty good damage. It has a pretty good moveset, and it does really well, you know, kind of in these kinds of scenarios here. See, and we're getting I-core back as we attack as well, so we'll go ahead and do some attacks here. Even though we're spending I-core to do the attack, our drain rating is high enough with Hunting Feast active that we can get back, whoops, I didn't need to do this, that we can get back more I-core than we're actually spending, albeit not a whole lot. However, the fact of the matter is that we can do it, and when we go up the ladder, our little ivy spines there do really well. So we'll go for Nightfog Veil and Hunting Feast, and we'll go for a charge, and we'll go for Drain, and we'll run over this way, and we will go for the Hunter again. Okay, we'll let him jump off the edge, and that's very good for us. We'll get backstab here, and we'll get Time Crunch going, and we'll get some staggers on this guy. And if the regular attack doesn't stagger, then the pokes that come out of the charge attack can definitely stagger. So that's why that kind of has 2 stagger moves kind of built into it, which is pretty cool. So you can do extra damage, you can do extra stagger, and you can do kind of a setup there to ensure that you damage the enemy no matter what. Okay, so let's go for all these things, and we'll go ahead and kill this guy. And since the monkeys don't know what's going on, we should be in and out of here before the monkeys know. There we go. There we go. And no monkey was ever smarter. And since we have Tirelessness as our passive, we definitely can recover a lot of stamina very quickly. And if we're not going for guard boosting, we can definitely switch up this for a stamina activator, so we can get back stamina twice as fast. So we'll go for the invasion again. We'll go for this, and we'll go for electric or lightning. Oops. Oh, not those guys. I want this guy. I got confused there with switching what enemy was what. Now there we dodged an attack, so we should have 50 more damage on our weapon. We'll go for Blade Dance. We'll go for a backstab on this guy, and we'll go for Hunting Feast next, so we make sure that our next set of enemies here have really good damage onto them. And we definitely need to get what is that? Time Crunch going. Yakumo, you better handle yourself there. Whoops. Oh. I thought I dodged those, but apparently I didn't, and I wasn't doing well at it, so we'll go for heals while we have just this guy, and that'll give us more damage since we have Eternal Blade Dance. That'll stagger him. That's good. So it staggers him out of his attack, which is exactly what we want. And we'll go for another heal. Good. We'll go for lightning damage. And we'll go for Blade Dance. And we'll go for a charge. And we'll kill this guy. Oh, not quite. We'll go, if we can get the big guy selected. Okay, we'll get a backstab here, and then we'll go for the big guy as soon as we're out of the iframes. Oof. Okay, let's get a launch. And that's a very nice launch attack, simply because it doesn't allow you to, it doesn't make you go anywhere crazy. Oh, here's this guy. It doesn't have a dodge back mechanic, it doesn't have a dodge forward mechanic, it just straight up, you know. Oh, this guy's here. Okay, so we definitely need to go for ice damage. Oh, Yakumo, don't die. Oh. He died, and I died. Okay. So I think we'll take off Steady Bulwark, and we'll go for Modest Offering, simply just to keep Yakumo alive. You know, since he's not invincible, and when he comes up against those big guys, he can get staggered pretty easily. So we'll help him out here. But you see that we don't really have I-core concerns too much. We just have we just have to be situationally aware at all times. So we'll do this. He's talking over his own voice lines. That's crazy. Okay, we'll just run through here. Since we've done it twice already, it's not an issue. And since you know, these are cheap to come by, the camouflages, we'll just go ahead and use these, and we'll use one here. And since Night Stalker has a really long useful timing window, we can just go ahead and utilize that as much as we can. Okay. Now, again, this is definitely for look's sake, and I think we look pretty stylish, you know, doing our charge attacks and having pierce spikes come out of our Cerulean Spear and everything. So it's a lot of fun. It makes for a good, a lot of interesting kind of setups, simply just to look good instead of actually doing damage. But in the end, since this area has lightning ice weakness to all the piercing attacks that we can do throughout here, this definitely makes for a fun way to go through this Crypt Spire. Okay, and now we're here, so we'll go for Hunting Feast, and we'll go for a Guard Booster, and a Drain, and a Charge, and then we'll go through here. Okay, we'll go for this guy first, and get some of that Ichor back, hopefully, if we can. Wow. See, now our regular attacks don't do the stagger, but that does the stagger very nicely. Oop. Okay, let's go for charge for time crunch. Let's just kill this guy quick. And we'll charge this guy down. Okay, let's go for lightning, since that's what these guys are weak to. Let's get a poke in his face and make him stagger backwards. We'll go for a backstab here. Now, this is why this is interesting is because when you're dodging or attacking with Blade Dance and Eternal Blade Dance, you can do really significant damage. We'll go for a charge. And poke this guy in the face, stagger him backwards. And we dodge there. Oh, we didn't dodge there. So we have more damage now. Okay, let's go for a launch. Oh, missed him. Go for a launch on this guy. This guy's slamming away. So we'll go for lightning damage and time crunch. And we'll go for a heal. We'll go for a charge booster. And we'll give this guy some pokes. There we go. Oh, and we got more little guys. So you can see that if you get all of your charging... Oh my goodness, everybody hit me as soon as the iframes ended. Good, we dodged. And we should get more damage now. Albeit not terribly high amount, but it's definitely more damage. Ooh. Wow, that looks painful. Okay. Go for a charge and stagger this guy. And then we'll get a backstab. And we definitely need to heal out of this. And where's the opening? Here they are. Oh, this guy's in here, but the Black Knight is coming down the hallway. Here he comes. Yakumo's blocking him already. Oof, they caught me. Oh, they caught me in that 5 or 6 attack string there. But we have pretty good defense in the, what is this, the Covenant Shaw? No, Covetous Shaw. Okay, so here we go again. So again, trying to do the charge attacks, you know, it's not the best way, again, but it is a fun way. And since we look so good doing it, you just can't not do it. And so we'll mosey on back through here. I hope everyone's been doing well and having a good day and everything as we continue our way through the Crypt Spire here. Now the Cerulean Spear is, like I said, it's one of the... Hold on. I'm on my way. Excuse me. Well, you know why I'm getting dry here? I haven't been drinking water. But the Cerulean Spear is one of the great piercing weapons in the game, and it can be buffed in several different ways, but it doesn't have an extremely high scaling factor or anything that makes it really amazing. However, that stagger potential that comes out of the charge attack is why you would want to use the weapon over anything else for any reason in any way. Simply because these big guys and any of the other guys that you would come across, being able to stagger an enemy is worth a lot more sometimes than the actual damage output that you can receive or that you can deal to an enemy. So so it's kind of interesting to see that that definitely is what it has going for it, albeit in a kind of strange way. Okay, and we'll go for Hunting Feast and Time Crunch. And we'll get some charges on this guy real quick. And see, we staggered him. We staggered him right out of his entire attack. Ooh. And this guy, don't know what that was going. Let's get a backstab for iframes here. We'll let Yakumo take care of the little guys. Okay. Okay, there's the big guy. There he is. Let's get a launch on this guy so we don't have to deal with him too much. And let's go for heals. Let's go for another launch. Let's go for another heal. Okay, we'll go for Blade Dance. Now we're charging up our damage here by attacking. Okay, let's go for lightning damage and Time Crunch. Now, Blade Dance is as long as the gift is active. So if we continue to do attacks here, we will definitely be able to continue our damage. We'll go for ice damage. Let's go for a charge on this guy, get him staggered. Whoa. Oh my. Let's get some staggers on him. And we'll take him down right quick. Now this should be simple. Now poke him in the back here. So yeah, let's go for some pokes in the back here. We'll take him down right quick. Got the solid lost crystal. Now we'll heal with the regen inducer, just in case we pick up more, but we get one from this guy. So there we go. And see, now we're back to 2. So that was the invasion. It took a little bit to kind of figure out which enemy to get where and when. This lighting here also makes this outfit glow in a very peculiar, nice kind of a way. So I'll come up to the camera here. So you can see all the gold accents, especially in the towel, in the leg accessories, as well as on the veil itself, kind of glow this weird luminescent goldish color. It's a very cool place. It's kind of a one-of-a-kind in the game, but if you want cool lighting effects on your character, that's a really great place to do it. So we'll go for Nightfog Veil and Night Stalker. So we can run up on this guy, and we can go for a backstab to get our I-Core back, while we go ahead and go for Hunting Feast and other various gifts. So in the Spire here, this is a great way to go about dealing with these enemies, simply because of the fact that in here it's such a problematic area, because you have a lot of places you can fall off. You have a lot of dangerous enemies that can stun lock you pretty quickly and easily, and then you have a bunch of enemies that can do one-shots on you, no problem. So it can be really, really difficult if you're not prepped and ready for doing something of any value in here. So let's go ahead and get these going, and we'll go for this guy. Since he's the one we definitely need to kill quickly and effectively, but since we can stun him over and over, we'll go for the stuns, and we'll just take him down effectively and efficiently. And see, after the backstab, we were at 13 I-Core. Then we did a couple of charge attacks, and because we had Hunting Feast running, our weapon drain rating is up to 0.67, which is good. And but it doesn't actually register on the card as effectively as it should. And so we continue to get more ichor back, even though we're using 2 on a charge. So that's actually, if we connect with the enemy, it makes for a great way to recover ichor, as well as doing damage and dealing with that as well. So it seems that everybody does enjoy the road to 100 and seeing all these harebrained ideas come to life. I think about these things kind of during the day, and then I play around with the builder, and then I think about, that's kind of my process of how I go about doing these builds. So it's a lot of fun to put these builds together and think about them. Yeah, let's give it to him, Yakumo. Okay, we'll go for a backstab on this guy first, and then we'll go for attacks. There you go. And then you always go for this guy next, as the third guy won't activate until this guy is either in the middle of the arena or dead. There we go. Oh, there we go. And I forgot that we shouldn't be going for lightning here, but we should be going for ice, because I'm an idiot. There we go. So ice pierce on all enemies from the Ashen Underground. But I kind of forgot that for a second there. So you won't notice too much damage coming out of Eternal Blade Dance. It's just fun to have and say that you used it and you dodged like a boss. However, that's definitely not my case. But it is fun to have it active and say that I did it. And we'll go for regular Blade Dance, where the more damaging attacks you do, the more damage output you inflict on the enemy. But it's only but it's an additive to the base kind of a damaging attack. So it's a very interesting kind of setup. So we'll go for a charge on this guy. 52, that's pretty good. Now you'll notice this will be more, 54.91. So it's adding a significant amount every time, and every weapon type has a different additive amount that it will add to it based on the amount of attacks you do. So you definitely want to be looking into your weapon type and class of weapon, as each one will do a different additive amount. We'll go for a couple of charge attacks here for the stuns. And then, oh, we didn't get it on that one. Some enemies are more susceptible to the stuns and the staggers than others. This guy was definitely not. Now here, if you dodge, you can't fall off here. You can't dodge off of this edge, but you can definitely walk off. So it's kind of an interesting little tidbit to know there. No real gameplay effectiveness or anything, but it's definitely interesting to see that in action. So let's get some water before we head on in here and face monkeys. You gotta be prepped and ready every time you face monkeys. Okay,